Hey everybody. So welcome to the week 9 guided assignment where we're going to record bank activity. Some of this stuff, depending on how you have your actual QuickBooks set up, like in real life, you'll have some of this stuff automated by hooking up QuickBooks to your bank account. But here, for our examples, we're going to do this manually, just because we're not going to hook this up to any sort of a real bank account because it's a sample company. And even the practice company or the one that we use for the individual assignments, we don't want to hook that up to anything like a live bank account either. So anyway, so I'm just going to jump in. I'm going to start with the guidelines. Step one, of course, is to open our sample company. And then we're going to go to the accounting area, and there's a link right here from the homepage, or there's a link over here in the left menu, either way. So that'll get us to the accounting area. And then we actually don't even have to be in the accounting area for this first step that we're going to do, which is we're going to create a bank deposit, which is actually something we've already done in the course, but we're going to do another one. So I just go to create, go to bank deposit. Um, And whenever we go to create a bank deposit, you'll see all the payments you've already received. And all we're doing is saying, hey, QuickBooks, money that we've already received and is sitting in our undeposited funds, we are now going to take that and deposit it in the bank. That's it. So to create a bank deposit, we're going to tell it what account it's going to. We're going to deposit it to the checking. We'll use today's date. And then we're going to actually say that both of these items that are sitting in our undeposited funds, a payment received from Cool Cars and a payment received from Freeman Sporting Goods, we're going to check those two, which means we're going to deposit those. And then that's all we have to do for now. There's other options on here, as you can see, including cash back, meaning if we are taking a portion of this and putting it back into, say, our petty cash account or something like that, we could record that there. But we're just recording those two as going into the bank. We're not going to do a second one, so we're going to hit save and close, and we've created a bank deposit. And you'll see that that will increase the amount in our posted balance of our bank account. You can see here we have a negative bank account balance, but then we have a posted account. If you want to see what that means, we can actually look at our checking account by going to our chart of accounts and then going to checking and clicking view register. And you can see that we have a balance of $3,263.52, but all of these deposits and withdrawals are not cleared yet. And so when they're not cleared, this one actually has an R by it, which means it's cleared or reconciled. So even more than cleared. But cleared means that it matches up with what's on our bank statement. And then reconciled means we have closed out that bank statement. Anyway, so that's why it's a little weird when it looks like there's $3,263.52 in the balance. But up here it shows a negative 3,621 because QuickBooks wants us to know both what we have, what we really have here, and then this is the amount that's reconciled or cleared to the actual bank account. Okay, so that's what's going on there. So that was through step 4 where we made the deposit. So the second thing we're going to do, which is step 5 in our guidelines, is we're going to record a transfer. So again, if we go to create and then we go to transfer, this is just a way we tell QuickBooks we're moving money from one of our accounts to another. So the transfer funds from account is going to be our savings account. And our transfer funds to account is going to be our checking account. We are going to transfer $500. And then we'll use today's date. And that's it. So again, I'll hit save and close. And I've now transferred money from my savings account to my checking account. All right. So step 6 is we're going to record an owner contribution. What this means is in real life, sometimes the owners put money into a business. It might look like something as simple as writing a check from your personal account and depositing it in your business bank account, or taking cash out of your personal checking account and depositing it in the business's checking account. That's called an owner contribution. And in order to do that, we have to create an account that's called owner's equity. For corporations, the account is usually called something like common stock or capital stock. This account represents money put in by the owners into the business. And the reason we have to track it separately is um, any other time when the business gets money, like from a customer, that's going to be income or revenue to the business. But when the owner deposits money in the business, that is not income or revenue. That's just an investment made by the owner in their own business. So our first step will be to create an account called equity. So here in our chart of accounts, we're called owner's equity. Um, I'm gonna, I'm actually gonna go back to my chart of accounts, create a new account, and I'm gonna call this account owner's equity. The account type is going to be an equity account, and our detail type is going to be owner's equity. We're going to leave the opening balance as 0, and we'll use today's date as our as of date. And that's all we're going to put. We could put a description if we want to, but we don't have to. I'm going to save that. So now if I scroll down to my equity accounts, you'll see I have one called owner's equity that has a balance of $0. All right, so now to record this owner's equity, there's a couple ways we can do it. And the way we're going to do it right now is we're going to create a bank deposit. So we're just going to show money going into the bank account. So you can see right here, it says what account is it going into? We're going to say checking. And then the account that it's being paid from is the equity account called owner's equity. Let's see, did I miss it? It's okay, I can just type it. Maybe, looks like I can't. Owner's equity. The payment method, we'll just put cash. We're going to say that the owner is putting $2,000 in cash into the account. And then the amount, $2,000. You'll notice we can't do the received from, because if we do, and we click on that, it's going to only give us our customers and our vendors as possibilities. And the owner is neither a customer nor a vendor. So typically what we'll do is in the description, we'll either put, receive this from the owner. And if you have multiple owners, we'll put which owner put the money in, or we can do that in the memo. So I'm going to say received equity contribution from owner. Once I have that done, I'm going to hit save and close. And now you'll see that our checking account balance went up. Should have gone up by $2,000. That was weird. It didn't show the right balance, but we can see it has the correct balance there. Okay, now it's up. So it just hadn't updated yet. So the checking account balance has gone up by $2,000, and our owner's equity account, whoops, I missed it again. Sorry. There it is. Has a balance of $2,000. And what that $2,000 balance in the owner's equity account means is the owners have contributed $2,000 into the business. So that was step 6. Step 7 is we're going to create what's called an owner draw. An owner draw is like the opposite of an owner contribution. So sometimes as the owner of the business, if the business has got some money, you might say, hey, I want to draw some of that money out of the business as sort of compensation for me for all the work I do and the risk I'm taking by having my money invested. So the way to record an owner's equity, an owner draw, is again, we'll just go to create and we'll just write a check from the business. And again, we have the same issue, right? If we do this, we're just going to get vendors and customers as kind of the only option we have here, or employees. So often a lot of people will just leave this blank. We're going to pay it out of checking, and then we're going to pay it from owner's equity. So an owner's a contribution will make the owner's equity go up or increase. If we were talking in accounting terms, we would say it would be a credit to the owner's equity account. And then a owner draw will be a decrease or a debit to the owner's equity account. We're going to take an owner draw of $500. And again, paid owner draw, or just you could just probably just type owner draw of $500. And again, this records the money leaving our account, but it's not an expense. An expense would be something we could deduct off our taxes, a cost of doing the business. But owner draw is simply the owner pulling some of the money, some of their equity out of the business. And I'll hit save and close. And now we'll see that our checking account has gone down by $500 and our owner's equity is having an updating issue. Our owner's equity has gone down by 500. So that was an owner draw. So again, if we want to, step 8 says to open the bank register, which means just go to our checking account and click view register. And we can see all of the transactions we've just done, right? So first we deposited that money. So our balance increased. That was the money that had been paid to us in the past. Then we made an owner equity contribution of $2,000. The owner put $2,000 into the business, and here the owner pulled $500 out of the business. And then the other one we had done was that we transferred money from savings into the checking. So there you go. Those are all the things we just did. We're going to run a couple of reports as we do at the end of each of these. So I'm going to go to reports. This is step 9. Sorry, step 9. And the first report we're going to run is a transaction detail by account report. And again, now you'll see all of the things we just did in the checking account and so forth. I'll go ahead and I'll save that as a PDF. And then the second one we're going to run is a balance sheet. If you remember, a balance sheet summarizes the balance of our assets, liabilities, and equity accounts. So by doing that, again, we'll see the balances in those accounts. There's the balance sheet. And again, we'll see that at this point, there's the balance of our checking account, our savings account, and so forth, all of our different accounts. We'll even see our owner's equity there at 1,500 because we deposited 2,000 as an owner contribution and took out 500 as an owner draw. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and save this one as a PDF so I can submit it. And then, of course, you'll submit those 2 PDFs and you'll submit the answers to the reflection questions at the end of the guided assignment. I hope that was pretty easy and I hope you learned a little something. As always, don't forget to reach out if you have additional questions. Have a great day.